Good point, girls. Not the next one. We haven't even started warm-up with her. All right. We're still opposite. So I'm playing with Gabe. Paul plays with me.
I'll take the black part.
Think about that for a second.
So you want to see? Yeah. Up down. Up. Down.
You guys know.
We'll receive.
You guys know.
Hi.
Just putting it out there.
I was at gym all 77 games.
Yeah.
7 games.
7?
7 game ball change.
Sorry.
I don't think I've been on this side yet. Main page for now.
Watch the pass.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
I know.
They've done it again. Johan Durant and Stephen Mitchell are the APTA National Champions for the 2nd year in a row.
There you have it, your women's APTA national champions, Florentina Harnisch and Anna Maria Sabori.
Hello and welcome to the APTA Tour. We are live from the Glenview Club in Gulf, Illinois, bringing you the 2023 APTA Chicago Nationals, which is the 13th and last stop on the 2022-23 APTA Tour, presented by Remedy Plus and sponsored by the APTA membership. The APTA National sponsors Paddle Pro Infusion and local sponsors Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, Wind Trust, and Viking. I'm Brad Easterbrook alongside Matt Garavaglia, bringing you men's round of 16 action between two-seeded teams, the number 8 seed team of Juan Araya and Mark Parsons, and the number 12 seeded team of Gabe Friedrich and Yancey Dennis. Matt, welcome to the booth. Forward to a good match.
Very good match. A lot of fun paddle to watch yesterday. These guys got some rest, so they're excited and getting going on a day that's not snowing.
Yeah, so I think we'll get some squalls in here. It is Chicago after all. So we'll take a quick look at the players on the court. All right, to the top left of your screen, we got Gabe Friedrich in the blue hat with the orange pom-pom, and his partner, Yancey Dennis, in the blue jacket and the black cap. And the bottom side here in the light blue hoodie, you have Juan Araya. And his partner to his left is Mark Parsons. So, you know, it should be a good matchup here. Friedrich and Dennis are a sort of an up-and-coming team. We'll take a quick look at the draw, see how these teams got here. All right. So we're going to skip the draw today. We're not going to tell you how they got here. And then both teams got here in an efficient manner. So Dennis and Friedrich, you know, I don't think you've seen them play probably a lot yet. They sort of and making their bones in the Fairfield County League area in Connecticut. And they're both pros. All 4 players are pros. And they are, you know, for the last 2 years, sort of just been working up the ranking. They're seated 12th here now. You'll see Yancey Dennis in the blue jacket over there. He's got a great two-handed backhand. He'll hit the forehand. but primarily he's looking for that backhand. He'll even move to the middle to look at. He spots it pretty well. He has great hands. Friedrich's an intense player. Can drive the ball a little bit off both sides. And of course, Orion Parsons are, they should be known by most of the viewers here, former national champions. Mark Parsons is the first player to win 3 national championships with 3 different partners. So they're seeded 8th here. Normally you'd see them in the top 4, but their form hasn't been exactly right. They're working their way into it and had a good day yesterday.
Yeah, they haven't played a whole lot earlier in the season either, and I think that gets you into the part where you can sneak in, and for these guys, it doesn't matter who they play when they play them. Some of the parts, that, being a little bit lower seed, you kind of get that, get that partial, they're out there, they're 8th seed, no one's talking about it. It's kind of a nice way for those two, because they always get talked about every year, who's guys a champion, who's going to win it, and they've always been in the top 4 talks, so maybe a little less pressure could be a good thing for these two.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's an interesting thing to talk about because they are flying a little under the radar, and it's a national champion team with still incredible skill set. And of course, Araya's got the cutters, one of the best volleyers in the game, completely creative. We got a quick look at our draw here. We see how the players did get there. Dennis and Friedrich winning 0-0 and 1-1, so just completely efficient yesterday. And Araya Parsons pretty much the same, 1-1, then 3-3 in their next match, and it should be a good one, because it's the perfect kind of matchup where I think there might be a little something for Orion Parsons to be kind of their flying on the radar and to almost, I don't want to say to prove because they don't have anything to prove to anybody, but they're out there, and we're going to see if they make a statement here today. And I expect a good matchup. And for Friedrich and Dennis, this is just, they are knocking on the door.
And this is something two of the players they look up to, and it's kind of that, if you watch them, they play a little bit like him. No one plays like Juan, but they kind of have that backhand, as you said, on the ad court, and they'll, it's a match for them that they can really want to win, really work their way, so they, go from there.
Yeah, so, it's you're right. And for Dennis and Friedrich, they have made their way here to the 12th seed, so they've had some great results, but they don't have the big win yet.
No.
Right? And that's what they're looking for here. The key to the game is understanding the strategy against Parsons and Araya. They can do so many things. Where they want to hit it, they got to be accurate. Of course, you never go after the Parsons backhand. You try to keep it in there to the forehand. He'll hit the forehand too. It's just the lesser of the 2 shots.
It's as you said, but one of the things also with Araya Parsons is that they can hit all the shots. They also can play so many different ways, which is something that the young team can hopefully, will see and learn, and maybe they will be able to pick up, because we know that they can go back and Parsons can hit rollers all day if he needs to, or of course he'll go at the net and let Juan hit all the overhead, so they can change things up. And that's the one thing, that they're really good at. And some of the younger teams that playing, they don't have that. They've only got to play one way to win. And maybe today's the day that we find out that these guys, a quick, good lesson in learning the pressures of the round of 16 and playing for fun, having some fun out there too.
Absolutely, and I think you make a great point, Matt. That Araya Parsons can move and float between different styles right in the middle of a point. They'll play a traditional style, regular position at the net, one person to the left, one person to the right, then they'll immediately float. When Araya's right on top of that in the middle, Parsons will back up, they'll go right into a floating eye, and you have to have an understanding of how to play them when they change their styles too, which is a huge thing, because a lot of teams try certain shots. If you have them playing that I formation style, certain things you can't hit. You can't hit little 3/4 pace drives or half pace drives, because Araya's just going to cut them off and hit drop shots or cut winners. You have to have the ability to be flexible and understand multiple strategies.
Yeah, it's important. It's important a lot. For the Dennis and Frederick to get off to a start where they're not, trying to win. What I mean is that they're not out there just trying to blast balls and or just lobbing every ball. They need to get into that mode that they look for their shots. If they're missing a little bit, maybe back off a little bit. If they're on and they're not winning, still keep hitting them. And again, it'll be interesting to see, because we all know, Araya Parsons, they you said, this is a match for them also that they really want to try to be as efficient as possible because, you know, after this, it doesn't get easier for either one of them.
And we got, we should also mention Ron Borgatti up in the chair. I actually have to say it's a great, it's like a motorcycle. It's like, you know, like, it's a good name.
It is.
Borgatti. So he's up there doing the yeoman's work up in the chair. We're about to get the ladder under there. I think they're actually, it looks like he's fixing the umpire chair or he's installing a camera. Is that what happened? Oh, okay. So a camera got hit by a ball. We're installing it. I thought he was actually putting in like C4 plastic. You know, like he's going to blow him out of the chair. Maybe some special effects. And so we're fixing that camera here, which is part of what the delay is. The players on the court are ready to go. And it looks like that'll be, in a real quick recap again, that's Gabe Friedrich, who looks like he's going to start in the blue cap. He's got to be a Dolphins fan, wouldn't you think? If you're wearing a blue cap with an orange tassel like that, that's like completely Miami Dolphins to me. You don't think so?
It's interesting. It's the, you know, back when we were, you know, starting to play, Brad, you know, we had like one or two colors. So, you know, now that they have multiple colors and different outfits going out there.
All right, here, so Rye conducting some last-minute preliminaries. The ladder's getting out of there. Looks like the camera's been installed. John, our producer, how we looking? He gives us the thumbs up, the actual thumbs up.
And then we switch to 7 because then it's every other team, every other go down again.
All right, perfect. And now we got the announcement on the court. We're about ready to get underway.
Yeah, 6. Yeah, fine.
All right, so Gabe Friedrich to start us off. He just goes for a little waterfall dunk overhead, and that gets in the way. That's a great look and a nice cut overhead. Surprised he tried to take that one off the deck, but that was a great look. I'm not sure why Friedrich wasn't on the line there. He's going to have to watch that positioning. Raya spots it perfectly.
Also, though, I mean, if you watch Mark Parsons is hitting these lobs and stuff, putting no effort into it, but just blocks it just past the service line. It just allows him far enough off the net that Raya can either look for a ball to attack or you can't go down up to mark because you know what's coming next.
Yeah, by down up, you see that overhead that Parsons just hit there that bounces high. Dangerous, but a Raya perfect position right on the net. He's so good at that. Yeah, just pushed it long, and it was a perfect lob, and you were talking about the setup. You could see as soon as he lobbed it down the line, both Friedrich and Dennis moved to their left to get in position to look for offensive balls. It's beautifully done. It's actually sort of a paddle one-on-one offensive move from the backcourt. That was great overhead. I think Araya's got to take that, call him off, but good job.
It's one of the biggest things, you know, starting off and getting these guys, even if Araya Parsons, you know, getting early, and the communication is huge, and a lot of these guys, they've played so much together, you know, it's just, they've worked their way, you still have to work their way into these matches.
Great volley. That was a good stick from Parsons.
That's the thing that these players have to learn sometimes. It's, you know, we want to win. We want to win. But you know, we all know this game doesn't let you just win. So you don't go for too long. Don't go think you have to go crazy just because you're playing a Riot Parsons. One of the things Riders have done in a few years of our life, and it takes the hardest part of the game, especially for the newer players, is not hitting the actual over. It's about where to hit and how to move your partner. And a lot of times you don't get to play guys at the levels of the Riot Parsons for a long time, so they hit these great overheads against players that they can't do anything with, and now all of a sudden their overheads are not being winners. They actually get driven back, and it makes it tough for you. Where at the backcourt, these guys are going to be able to be, they've done it a million times with people, so they know how to do it. Even though Riot overheads are probably one of the top 3 in the country.
No, absolutely, Matt. That's a great balance point. Ryan Parsons just playing steady, waiting for the right ball, and that's a perfect all the cut finish, and he shows him he's got it. That's a huge thing, and Arias just, you can see he always wears his emotions on his sleeve. He's just upset he hit such a short lob. That's just a great blitz move right there. Back to deuce.
Went from literally up after a cut winner to add out in 10 seconds.
Yep, just a couple of great returns.
Very good move by Riot to not go after a ball.
And that was a great play. You could see Friedrich and Dennis just sort of part like the Red Sea because they hit such a bad overhead. They knew the big offense was coming. Their best play is to transition back and hope for a screen drive, which they would have had, but
I know it's one of the biggest things that you have to either be super brave and get right up there or just bail.
yeah, I mean, that's a ball. You give that to Parsons, he's making 9 out of 10.
Right.
And he
But
just
even if
happened to miss that.
even if he makes it, they're still in a point with an offensive opportunity off the back screen.
That's a good call. You could hear the yell of coming in there from Yancey Dennis. That's important. The partner not hitting the overhead should have his eyes forward and make sure the other team isn't sending in a blitzer off a deep lob. He catches him with an off-pace drive and gets Dennis back at the service line. That was a great shot. Nice pace. Good points out here early.
Those are the overheads, so they're a little too high, down, up. They got to be careful on.
That's what Araya does so well. Blitz, play the volleys. He loves it. It was actually a good job just to get back for Dennis there. Friedrich. A couple of transition drives. Hold on.
Oh.
All right. I'm not sure what happened there.
So they called it out, overruled by the umpire, and now, it's the first, which is interesting going to be because you think you're going back to deuce, and now all of a sudden you lost the game. And, it's going to be a huge, can these guys, mentally stay with it after that, because you don't want to give away the first 2 points now because you're mad because you think you got gypped a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see here, and especially with Mark serving first.
It's not a crucial point in the match, but every game is crucial for Friedrich and Dennis,
Great return.
But so it's 1-0 now for Araya Parsons, on the overrule there. That was a huge down at his feet return. Parsons will go with the big overhand return. They're going to bail here. Gotta be careful. He's hitting that roller into that backhand of Parsons. He's gonna hit it.
Oh.
That's out. And you can hear him yell to himself, not there. He's trying to hit it around him, and he's standing right on the line. There's no space around him, and he knows it. Parsons gets burned the first time, stays back the second.
That's just a little bit of footwork, you know, and Parsons moves those feet. Sometimes you get the easy shots. We forget the little things.
Nice dig. Just had to wait a little longer, Friedrich. Couldn't come up with it. 15-40. All right, there's some great communication. He's been struggling with the Friedrich return, so they put a play in.
And it also slows Parsons down. Sometimes these guys, when you're down, you go quick, and you know, slowed them down just a little bit, and now they're into the long points.
Raya holds the ball so well. He's very economical with how he hits it. He holds it, and then he flips up the lob, and then occasionally, after about 10, he hits like a little sharp drive at you or an off-base drive.
And you also notice how close those two are playing. Araya Parsons are playing to the baseline because they are hitting such, you know, good lobs 90% of the time that they're not given, you know, any area for those two to be attacking screens, because if they go down up, you know what comes next.
All right, 30-40. Oh, 3 errors there for Friedrich and Dennis. And we're at deuce. Love 40 games are the worst. You never, every time you have a match, when you always hear from the team that we were up 40, we lost that game, right? You know, it just feels worse than a regular game loss when you were up 40, because it is.
Yeah, and they said it's such a fine line of going for a shot and then, you know, to try to win the game compared to, oh, if I just make it, they might miss, and then we get a little yipsies. Great dig.
So we have all the men's round of 16s are going on, and right after this, there'll be another round of men's 16. So we got 4 matches now and 4 more to come. It's basically a day full of paddle out here. They're going to stay back there.
And then you have the women's semis, men's quarters, and then a women's final.
Yeah, culminating some incredible action today. Finish out the day. This is we're gonna not be done till probably 9 at the least. Dennis, great hands.
But that's the one where you got to tell your partner, you know, that it's coming. Because if not, you know, he's not going to push that overhead if he knew that Araya was coming in. Oof. Great volley by Parsons.
Oh, great shot at his feet. And you know what else helped there was the Friedrich blitz. I think Araya saw him coming, and he knew he had to hit like a perfect shot. That was a great move. That's confidence in your partner's backhand drive. Good move. That's what they do so well. Araya picking a spot, takes the down the line away from him. And what it does is it makes it a guessing game, you know, and that's what makes it harder on the returner. Nick, great get, but not there. You got to get it over there sooner. See it coming.
Especially when it was that soft one. We're used to the hard, but the soft ones we forget to get in there quick.
He was hedging his bet, though. He should have gone right away. So far from Dennis, you know, I actually played him in the summer league last year. A lot of fun. He doesn't hit the cutter. He'll hit the roller. Friedrich, we saw hit a great cutter earlier. And I think he'll do more of the overhead work. There you see that from Araya from time to time. He'll just tee it up at the body. He's really not even trying to make that. He's just smacking it at him.
It's a great move by Frederick to get out of the way early, because it's in. Even if it's in, they're going to get it and take it off the deck or back at him.
All right, so another break here, point here for Yancey Dennis. It's got to be Friedrich playing that. Well done. And nice play. He sees the opening, goes cat and mouse on Araya. I don't know if he didn't expect it, but he looked like
he didn't look like he expect. He's used to doing, not getting done.
Right. I'm usually doing that to the other guy, not the other way around. Good job by Gabe Friedrich there. You see Yancey Dennis taking a practice serve.
That's the one where you gotta be, can't be looking at that forehand volley. Either stick the backhand, let it go through. Can't be giving free points that easily to Ryan Parsons.
He's got to go up the line again. Yep. Good move.
Good blitz. Good decision not to go after it after blitzing.
Ooh. Oh, Dennis loving that backhand. It's a nice shot.
See how close Araya was, though. He just tap it back easily.
Oh, that's just perfect. That is literally perfect. One of a few guys in the country who can do that shot, and it's one of the reasons why they've always been they're national champions and always a perennial top 4 team usually.
And you can see he wasn't even close to the net when he even tried it, so that also takes a surprise sometimes. What makes it even better, as great as it is already.
And he anticipated that drive from Dennis. He knew it was coming. We have on our other live stream court, so McNerney and Nolan up 5-2 against Christian West. That's a battle of the 6 and the 9 seeds. I think all seeds went through to the round of 16 except for one. Rangero Lalich took out Lambropoulos and Granger, who are 10 seeds, so great job from them. We'll see if we can get some scores on the others as well. Yeah, we got a Jersey battle going on back here with Burrish and Erdoya against Broderick and Green, as well as Parsons and Hughes and Powers against I think it's Volclair and Protsenko.
Yes.
Yeah, going on right now. So those matches are going on. We'll try to get some scores of those as well. For the waterfall, I was certain we'd see a cutter there. He wasn't set up for it.
Sometimes also, if Araya and most of the guys that love those cutters, they do like it coming from the ad side more than from the deuce. It makes it harder unless you're doing the perfect drop shot like that Araya can do.
Oh!
Great move, but just
great points out here. A lot of good action. That was a tough ball. Went for it. I can't say it was a bad strike, but it's a little low, so he's got to go a little higher with the roll there. You can see Dennis and Friedrich love to put the blitz in behind it. Friedrich and Dennis, they're very athletic. They move around. They're not one of these quiet teams. So you watch McNerney volley, he's still all the time. He's moving. They move around a lot. I'm not sure if it's good or bad.
It's when you come from such tennis pedigree, a lot of it has to do with, some of these guys, they're taught, they're so active with the ground strokes and not, they get back. So they get out here and they're not used to that coming so quick.
All right, so game for Raya Parsons. They lead 2-1. And it's been a great match. I think it's a good use pace. Both teams doing what they want. You know, Dennis and Friedrich, they're not trying to slow it down. They're playing at the pace. They want to blitz and attack. The one thing they're probably doing a few too many of, a couple errors here and there, is they're hitting drives on balls that are a little lower than the net and missing them. Like that last two drives in that game, both those balls were a little lower than net, which means you can't just hit the ball downward. So you got to put up spin on it, and they missed both of them, one in the net, one long.
And most of the time, you don't have players like Araya sitting on the net, so you can roll it, get, as you said, get some top spin. But if you do that against Araya, it's half the time it's the cut winner. So it's like you have to learn that it's smarter to, as much as I want to drive it, take that one more shot, wait for that high ball.
Yeah, wait for the higher ball. I agree. They're playing great points, though. It's been a lot of fun. Really good action so far. Raya Parsons looks sharp. They're, and like you said it before, they know what they're doing, and they have a perfect combination of Raya getting ready to move in. Parsons will stay back, and his ability to drive the ball off the screen, he can basically drive about 90% of the balls that you hit into the screen, and that allows Araya to stay up. And Friedrich and Dennis are trying to do something a little bit similar. So, wow, Hughes Powers up 6-1, 2-1 against Protsenko and Vauclair in one of our other ones. So good job by them. They've been very efficient. I think they went like 1-1 and 1-1 in their two matches yesterday. Tough team, definitely in the conversation for winning the national. And in the three finals already, won the champions a few years ago, 2019, I believe. Right
Great
here in
pick up by Parsons. Yeah,
right here in Chicago, right there on their other court to the right. So this got to have some good memories for Hughes Powers, this club here, Glenview Club.
The one thing also about the Raya Parsons you notice is Raya's able to say you to Parsons, who's hitting a backhand roller basically better than some lefties overheads, which makes it easier for these guys to play into the deuce.
Yeah, Friedrich is staying patient. All those balls are a little low, and he didn't bite. I think that's actually what a Raya Parsons want, to hit it like a three-quarter drive that's not going down. Comes Araya going to work. The ad side.
You also see, where the difference with the backcourt right now, where Dennis and Fritz, they're a little farther back playing, even with the good lobs, where Araya Parsons are right on that baseline. You see, they're up another step. They might be able to take a ball a half second earlier.
Friedrich and Dennis doing a good job communicating in the backcourt. They've made about 7 or 8 switches there. They know where to go when the players crossing the line. They're switching to the backcourt. There's
the roller.
Roller at the nick, but well played, and definitely slowing it down now, Dennis and Friedrich. Waiting for the high ball to hit.
See how close Araya was there? It was a... Good backhand.
That's going to get hit, I think. Yep. Goes for a three-quarter drive. I thought it was going to tee it up a little.
Kind of get stuck on that side screen. It's actually a good play not to try to, and then.
That's the ball, though, that you don't want. I understand the blitz, but he hits it hard and low at his feet. He's got to let it go through. His partner's got it easily, and they played a great point up to that.
It is one of the things that, it's so hard, coming from a sport that if you let the ball go, it's done, where you hear, don't need a hero on that shot. You know, you see like Araya there just hits a little lob volley instead of trying to go for it because they know they have the whole screens and back at it again.
Oh, push the lob long. It's fun action though, man.
Oh, just waited a half second, step up half a second earlier, but it's the right ball at the right time.
Well, I think he mistimed it. It was the wrong time, but it was the right ball.
Right ball.
He could have moved up into it.
Could have moved up a little. But again, that's where if you look where that return was, inside the blue there. A lot of times they're driving a little in the green. I mean, not moving into it as much as they could.
Oh, good move. That was a sneaky ball.
Mm-hmm.
I think for a second there was confusion as to whether Araya was going to take that or not. And that's why he popped it out. But it was a well-placed shot. Put it off the hip, right in between them. Wow. Oh. Smart. Bails.
Now it's nice and slow it down, you know. They get the net over, and now they take their time, not try to win right away, wait their opportunity. Oh.
That was well in. He thought it might go out, so he let it go. Smart play.
You also see that Dennis has had a couple backhands where he might have hit it long, so he's taking a little pace off of it, you know, waiting for that opportunity.
They're definitely lobbing a little bit more now and waiting for the ball above the net. That's another. That's wide.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, sometimes, I think Dennis could, you know, hit a couple of those lobs, you know, down the line a little more. You know, he's kind of quick on them, trying to not miss it. Miss serve there. And if you got him down the line a little more, you might be able to get, you know, a little confusion. And then sometimes, you know, we all know as great as overheads these two have, they don't want to be confused.
Yeah, he's definitely being more consistent, but he's not controlling his lobs.
No.
Right? You know, at this point, he's looking more like he's surviving and putting height on it, which is fine.
They're good. Right.
It's step one, right?
Yep.
Step two would be, can I control that ball?
Yes.
That one, he's just digging it back. But then Araya makes a mistake. But
great forehand.
Yep. Well volleyed, though. Mixing it up pretty well here, but I'm surprised they're not trying to work one player more, right? You know, they're really just going left, right, Nick or not, you know, hitting at the crease. Parsons going at the crease and hitting long rollers. Oh, great hands. Good recognition. That ball hit the top of the net, going at Araya, then it ends up. That's good play.
Nice play.
But what the shot that got him into trouble 3 times in that game was the hard at the left, right, but also the hard backside to Friedrich. And when he's running up the wire, he's hitting that slap shot forehand, getting the blitz.
And Araya has to take the down the line, and it makes it, you know, if he can get it past him and down to Parsons' feet, then he's got an easy one to come in after.
Yeah, it's funny. The scores are coming in for the other ones. And of course, Berser, Doya, all these matches started about the same time. If anything, they started earlier. They're at 2-2. And, you know, we have a match here that's at 2-2, and 2 of the others have already finished a set. So difference in the pace of play a little bit. And this one's just been a good back and forth affair. It hasn't been slow by any means.
No, it hasn't. You know, we had some long, you know, add-in, add-out games so far. And
I thought they were actually getting, you know, Yancey Dennis in that corner, though, to start stretching and reaching.
Yeah.
I thought they should have just gone after him more. You know, it was like they'd get him moving, and then they flipped it over to the left side.
It is you know, sometimes when you're at the net, sometimes you have to be disciplined enough to, you know, stay with, okay, even though he's got 20 balls in a row, they're not hurting me, and you know, you can go there.
No, it's been great. You know, look at the sort of paddle 101 teaching level. There's the old line of pick and stick, right?
Yep.
Hit it this way. These guys are pros. They're trying to create more often than not, so they can go left and right when they want. But sometimes going back to the old adage can be very useful for you, you know, and learning to use the things at the right time. They're trying to hit the creases and create movement back there. When they go left and right, it creates some movement, but it creates it in them as well. So you got to just be careful about how you're doing it and how it sets up the other team.
Great lob down the line there to set that up for us.
Oh, missed it wide. Good job there. They're standing toe-to-toe with them right now for sure.
And you can see this is this pace they like. They're moving it around. They're moving around. One of the big things is, I think, with Araya Parsons is, again, you know, as you said, they haven't played a ton of matches this year. And so it's like getting into it. You know, you're working your way into the tournaments, and they got to get, you know, you can't let, you know, a few points slip away. Get into it a little bit more quicker with the footwork.
Yeah, apparently I've heard stories about Yancey Dennis's tennis career a little bit, and he had crazy hands and speed at the net,
Yeah.
I heard, when he was playing his collegiate tennis. And, you know, great success in doubles, and his ability to move up at the net, tennis-wise, was, you know, well known in the guys he was playing against.
You can see how when Parsons can lob that ball more down the line, they get a lot more offensive looks than he was going cross court, and that's what Yancey Dennis needs to do a little bit more when he lobs that ball. Is not keep going just to be happy to get back. He's got great enough racket skill to, you know, get it no matter who it is, get it down the line more, creating some more.
That's good roller.
Not often you get to see somebody, you know, take a roller like that and drive it back at you off the deck, off the screen, though.
Great point here. Oh, well done, Dennis and Friedrich, just bringing the heat. They didn't really give him one good strike. He had a drive, but nothing damaging at all. Well done for them.
They've kind of kept every one of those shot. Ooh, and they little rush, and next thing you know, it's deuce again. And you know, and this is where Yancey, Dennis, and Friedrich needs to be like, stay on. Nothing, no easy points, because we all know that Araya Parsons can, you know. You get the
Araya's yelling in the middle of your
yes.
Your point there, Matt.
Just, you know, he was dressed on cue. But you see how he rushed into that serve, and next thing you know, it's almost like you know, Dennis wasn't totally ready, so that Araya was able to blitz easier.
Oh, great shot!
Yeah. And just like that, now you're at a, you know.
Yeah, it's been a story of breaks so far. I don't think we've had a hold, have we?
I don't believe so.
No, Riot Parsons, it was 1-1, then they both held the last couple, actually, yeah.
But, you know, again, that's the sometimes, you know how good, you know that what he's doing. They're going to hit that shot and, you know, maybe go to an Australian I formation against Parsons instead of just allowing Juan to keep blitzing in. A little.
Ooh.
Yep. But there it is, changing directions quicker than, you know, maybe you and I would have, Brad. But you know, we also don't have their overheads.
Look, I have no problem if they see an opportunity and they want to go for it, or they want to make the play faster. You know, when you change direction, the play is going to get faster. It's going to move. I just think there might be an opportunity here to start spinning Dennis around a little bit.
Yes.
Start moving
we
him.
know that Raya can sit out there for days and just hit that overhead. And if you don't take it away, he'll just keep doing it. But they're not doing that strategy as of now. And
Right. I want to see Raya try to put him in the washing machine and see what happens. And maybe he's just lobbing too well. It's hard to tell, but that's a great shot there. And a complete switch of the play, which is what they've been going for.
But at the same time, you saw that switch is it wasn't a hard switch. It was a guy off the net, out of position switch.
Yeah, soft behind him. That's called a foot
foot
fault
fault.
there. And it's so rare to see it on
Underhand.
It's a real bummer, too, actually, because if anything, it's certainly not an egregious one, but that's what the ump's for, and that's what
This
the
is
rule
the
is
second
for.
time now, though, that the umps overruled or done something against them, and we'll see,
Could get
the
in
big
his head.
point. And I still don't know what foot. Could you hear what foot it was? Or
We don't have the ump mic'd up enough for it to come through yet. We're going to have to work on that. But I didn't hear, because he did ask the question. Gabe Friedrich asked. Oh, great hands from Dennis.
Oh, great rip.
Look at him go. But like I said, he's not a quiet fouler. He's like
No.
bouncing, jumping, moving. It's just some incredible stuff. Oh,
Tweeter.
oh, this is great. We got to get some highlight reel here.
Oh,
Oh, no. That's some well applauded by the audience out there. And it is a great atmosphere out here. And speaking of great, we're going to talk about one of our great sponsors, Paddle Pro. And for over 20 years, Paddle Pro has been recognized as an industry leader in platform tennis. The knowledge, expert advice, vast inventory, and ultimate customer service will help any player find the perfect equipment to take your game to the next level. Paddle Pro is the only website to carry all platform tennis brands. For more information, go to www.paddlepro.com. Super entertaining stuff here, Matt. I mean, that was a great point. And unfortunate, call it deuce on the foot fault. It is. And I kudos to the umpire, by the way, because that's his job to make the call if there's a foot fault. All players are warned beforehand. And, if you don't make the call, you're not doing your job out there. And it feels like, why is he getting involved? But
it's not.
That's his job.
It is his job. And people say, well, why would you do it then? Well, it's like, why would you call the ball out? It was out. So if he did it, you have to give kudos to him to call it.
There were some amazing hands and transition play there. That last point there featured a lot of great shot making. It's a full highlight reel. That's a tough ball there.
You notice the ball's a little brighter as they just switch balls in the.
Every 5 games. That's a mistake. Yeah, tough. He's got to choose the right ball to blitz on. The points are tight. This is a really good, tight match. Could be any which way at this point.
That's a good overhead. And that's the ball, though, that I think that Dennis can, take a little more time to get down the line over Parsons' head a little more.
He's actually just going for height and service line. He's not, I don't know if he's trying to even control the direction. He's just throwing them really high. Nice dig there from Friedrich. That's going to spin back over. Can he reach it without touch in the net? And the answer is no. Great job. Raya spinning it back.
Hold on. I'm doing this. You're here.
That's a little bit too where you see how Raya and Parsons talked. Dennis and Fredericks, they used to probably talk like, I'm gonna go at Raya, so do not blitz. Instead of Dennis thought he's probably go down the line, he starts blitzing and then gets caught because Raya's standing on the net.
Yeah, Raya's one of the best in the country too at doing what I call a shutdown volley. He's not just volleying it back; he's closing in and volleying offensively, and you don't expect it. You know, you think you're hitting your drive and you're trying to come in, and he might even not be where the ball's getting hit. He goes there and he volleys offensively, and he does it quickly. You know, and it's one of the difference makers. It's one of the things that makes him a great player. You know, Durant, one of the best in the countries at that, and the top players often have that type of skill where they can turn a point instantly, making an offensive shot where some other players would just hit it back. Good wheels.
Bad luck.
Too bad.
But 2 great lobs. You got Parsons off the net. You did the right shot. And bad luck to get you, but, you know. It's our first, you know, but now we have the, you know, this is a big game because obviously, you know, the 7th game. But the big one here is your first time somebody's been up by 2 games, which is, you know, a lot different than a 1-1, 2-1. So it's, you know, can you, you know, ride the ship, you know, and get back to that 1-game deficit only, or, you know, let Ryan and Parsons roll. But, you know, that's a great ball.
Yeah, he ripped that. I mean, Ryan was there. He just couldn't handle it. It was tough. Dennis and Friedrich is still relatively new. I think been playing maybe like 3 years, I guess. Oh, there's a perfect scene. You know, and that gets the pros too. The pros know pretty much everything, but you can't guess the scenes. No. You know,
and it seems like the softer the ball goes, the worse the bounce off the thing.
It's like he hit that off the side of his head. He's turning his head, flipping his paddle up. That was crazy. I don't even think Ariah's drive was going in, but
self-defense.
Amazing shot there for Friedrich. No avail, 30-15, great spin. Dennis couldn't handle it. All right, so 6-3-2-1 for, or 1-2 for our 6 seed, Nerney and Nolan, against Christian and West. So that's on our other live streaming channel, so you can check that out. You know, he's hitting those spinners. Sometimes it's good to take one early and hit it before the spin starts to act that much. Once in a while, that's just beautifully placed. Dennis got some wheels, but too good. And, you know, that's just a great shot that Arias thinned up the line, and Friedrich just wasn't ready.
No, it's a thing that if you know, when you play the Arias and the other players in the world that can do that, you play them enough that you realize that either you got to cover that line or nothing, because that's the only thing that's going to really hurt you. Great overhead.
Yep. And he did it on the bounce as the ball's rising up. Double spinner, as your old friend Rodney Workman would say.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Uline used to hit against those, and never fun on a nighttime match.
And what we mean by double spinner is when the ball's rising up and you're going into your shot, you're actually getting the energy from your swing plus the energy of your own. So you get double the effect actually on the spin.
It's a very big hold there.
That was huge, because you're right. They had a chance to be down 5. They were up 30-11 in the game. They need to stay within 1 or 2. It's not getting away from them. They're doing great stuff, but this match is like a point here and a point there, Matt. And an execution here and an execution there. It's a really, really fun set.
No, it was. I just get a note, you know, from a fellow paddle player, Mr. Strux. He said, "But you know, these guys, you know, that Dennis and Fred, they're not just new players, and we'd say they play college tennis, but they're all American tennis players. I mean, you're talking like the racket skill is so there. You don't, you know, they don't just hand those out." So, I mean, they know how to play, you know, doubles. But now it's like learning how to play the doubles against the best players in a totally different game.
They got a switch there. All right, it was a little late on the switch there from Dennis.
Oh.
Ends up with the spike anyway.
Okay, volley.
He volleys and bails. Nice chip there.
Slow it back down. But that's the one to create a little confusion there, and
Oh, he's got some good wheels there, Dennis. Oh, it just hit the top of the net, and I think it might have actually pushed the ball a little wide. Just out. Serve long, 15 all.
up, just like that, you know. Great point. A little bad luck. They go down, you know, and boom, boom, and then this is where Araya, you know, if we've known him to be sometimes, you know, kick it in, or we also the
sneaky move. Roller too good though. He got the ball under the net, and that just makes it hard to hit an offensive shot. And Araya's still right there. 30 all.
great deep lob.
That's a good hit. Great setup ball. That just long.
Oof.
Quick little errors. Ah. Just like a little wide by an inch, a little long by an inch. It's close.
But again, that's the backhand where if you watch Parsons hit that too, and he'll go down the line a lot of the times. And I just think that, you know, it's, you know, the more Dennis gets that, you know, he'll just see it, you know, not just, you know, maybe even later today, but, you know, he'll be able to rip that thing down the line, and it makes it even more fun. Nice move. So quick.
Yeah, he got that drive down, then he was right in behind it. He saw Araya was off the net, able to get it at opponent's feet when the guy's back there. That's, you know, so much of the game is recognition and understanding what to play at the right moment. Oh, I think it hit Parsons. Yeah, hit him in the arm. So it should be game point. It was a let cord that went up off of Parsons, and he volleyed it back over. But bad for Dennis Friedrich. Friedrich's got a little touch that he's shown a few times there. It's a little pooch pickleball dink drive. Very useful if it works. There's great timing.
Great hands.
That was a really good volley from Araya.
It's funny because, you know, if you over the years, a lot of the top players have been doing that. You know, it's because you've been called it the pickleball dink. And bad luck there. And then, but now that the people have been, you know, people can actually understand it, what you're saying, instead of saying, "Oh, they just hit the soft touch."
Right. It's great play. It's very useful, and it's become something that the top players definitely use. And you can do it with the same stroke you use the lob, and that's the key to it.
Or even a hard drive.
Right.
I mean, some of these guys can take that low ball, and if you try to jump it, they'll hit you right in the chest still. They're not afraid of that.
Yeah, what you're talking about is from the same swing, you could dink it or slap it hard at the guy's body. Right.
Or even, just lobbed it, as you said.
Araya, he just beats him with his hands. He thinks he has a spot behind Araya, and it's available, but it's too good. Araya's right there. He baits you into it a little bit. Didn't stick the drive enough. Now game point for Araya. That's a great backhand. Parsons bailing.
Smart. He didn't wait. He's like, I'm not going to make this volley. He bails. Gives him the opportunity, and
Backhand
Yep.
chip just pushes it long. A lot of transition play. Both teams very comfortable in transition. It's really just a matter of a point or two here and there. Yeah, Friedrich will hit the cut overhead plus the roller. Dennis right now only hitting the roller. He's going to want to.
they do have a lot of really good pushes, but when was the last time you saw Parsons hit a roller? Or hit a cut shot, though?
No, Parsons doesn't hit it either.
Right. And
He plays with a partner who does. You don't.
Exactly.
It's not that you have to, because he can let Friedrich, do that type of work for their team. It's usually good to have some balance on a team. So you're right. Doesn't have to.
Oh, great hands.
Hard third
overhead.
panel smash, and there's the switch. Good switch in the backcourt.
Oh,
It's the
You
big
see-
move.
it's the right move. I mean, the one thing about that too is you also saw that Parsons is able to take that forehand and get it down because he hit it up.
That's why I'm not sure it was the
Well,
right move.
I think he was moving before, but yeah, you're about that right. But it was, you're not used to seeing guys hit down like that sometimes, but
Yeah, but that's the risk
Right.
these guys play. They have confidence in their hands. He got burned that time. He will make one later on. But when a guy's hitting from that high,
And it's
I
funny.
never think it's the best move.
And as it talks about, we all know and love that Parsons backhand, but that high forehand is way better than people.
That's a mistake there. He tries another dink, but that time they were just ready for it. What a shot. And now they're up 5-3. Great play. A lot of good points, and it's just little micro decisions from Dennis and Friedrich. Micro decisions. It's a really good play out here. Hughes Powers on to the next round have been very efficient, so they win 6-1, 6-2. We are just getting to the business end of this set here.
Obviously, every game is a big game, and but I do think it's a big hold if he can pull that. Even if for some reason they can't break and they lose 6-4, it's a big difference than getting broke and letting those guys go, because even though it's not tennis where your serve is a dominant shot, if you're getting broke all the time, it does put more pressure on your returns and doesn't make it as easy.
Oh, there's no question. They want to have to force Orion Parsons to serve this thing out. They got a little scoreboard pressure. They've had easy time. Well, not easy time, but they've broken plenty. I mean, it's really just been a point here and there. This is about the sixth Duke game I think that we've had. We've only played 8. It's just right back and forth.
Great
That's
ball,
the
though.
moves, though, that I want to see. Dennis, they can get it moving a little. Did he come up a little limpy there? He was limping? No. Maybe just tired. He's covering a lot of ground. I'm tired. Watching him run. He's got some wheels, though.
Great hands.
Yeah, but it's got the body in and the body moving away. Some people just stand there and volley it, right? It's unique. He's got amazing hands. You're right about that.
But it is, it's funny because you're right. We all have taught this. A lot of us have taught this game a long time too, and you talk about the quietness and.
He's not a quiet volleyer.
But we don't usually get to teach people with that kind of athleticism.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. I still don't think it helps him.
No, it could.
You're right, because I think
it's,
he could quiet it up and still be just as athletic.
and it could, and that's again. But that takes, that takes time of playing the sport. It is,
Oh, for sure, absolutely. He's like 3 years in. That's a great move. That crease has really come into play at crucial moments. They got to start getting up that line.
And you can see
calling it
Parsons,
out.
his body language over to this game, and when they got up 5-3 was like he can smell it. And that's one thing, when he gets up, he actually does play better. Where a lot of people when they're up.
Oh, and there it is. Game in first set for Araya Parsons. 6-3. It was a great set, and we'll be back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by eNet Live.
High performance never tasted this good. Chocolate, berries, cinnamon, agave. Fuel your car, then fuel your body with Remedy Plus.
All right, so we are back, to the APTA Tour and our men's round of 16 match, where our number 8 seed of Araya and Parsons just won the first set against the 12 seed of, Friedrich and Dennis, and it was a highly entertaining set. Matt, any thoughts?
Yeah, I think I one of the big things is Friedrich and Dennis. They're playing great. They've had a couple bad luck go against them with from umpire views, but they got to keep positive. I think Parsons really picked it up to help out Ryan. I think if they can kind of get back early now, keep going, and then can't go away from their game plan. But I think they need lob a little bit more into that kind of that force quadrant, and kind of work them a little bit more. They're doing a little bit of happy to get in instead of as much playing with their some of their lobs. They're looking for height, which is good, but sometimes they gotta look for a little bit more of that placement. Like where Araya there just pushed them off the net, knowing exactly what's coming next.
Oh, Araya goes for the roller. Backhand, the big one. He'll hit that from time to time. That was a little longer. He's usually a little sharper. That thing was well long. Yeah, did not time that right. One of the big plays, and I definitely made a difference, was how many creases or nicks Araya Parsons got. They're going to have to commit to better help calls and more up the line. Because they got 3 or 4 points. And that first set, even it was 6-3, it was definitely just a few points.
And again, that's where I think when you start lobbing down the line a little bit more, especially from the ad side, you don't see as many nick. When it's a person hit it goes up.
All right, that one he's got. Good cut ball opportunity. Thought he might have had the ability to finish that. He wasn't balanced enough for it, though. Oh, tags him. I mean, that's a good shot.
That's a great shot there, and
he apologized, which is great. I mean, it's a courtesy. He meant to do it.
And Parsons doesn't. I mean, he cares he got a hit because he lost the point, but at the same time, he's been there both sides of it a few times in his life.
Yep. Yeah, he is. He totally understands. It was actually a great play. It's the first time he's done it all game. And it was a perfect time for him. Surprised him.
And again, it went at them, especially because I was almost going to say, how many shots has Parsons hit this point? Araya's probably hit about 60. We got an update here in the other court next to us. Then Christian West up 4-1 after losing the first set.
Wow. So I heard they're coming on strong over there playing a tough, and they've ramped it up a notch. Christian sort of kicking into another gear here. So that one's possibly going 3, but it's still in the stages. Nick, that's careful on those. Still like to see him up the line and have Dennis play that, honestly.
I'd still like to see Dennis, though, like on that serve that sat up, and be able to try to take a backhand down the line. He's just, I don't know if he doesn't practice it enough, but if he goes down the line a little bit more, there's your Nick call.
There it is again. They got
Now
us
it's better.
planted. They got that one. Right, just all over that net. They might want to slow down their advances and wait for the right ball to advance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're advancing all the time.
Well, again, you're not used to someone, the Araya being that close, and then that's where sometimes that lob against him is so much better. Not because he can't win the point. Oh, but it just. They won't win the point, but it doesn't allow him to be so aggressive all the time.
Yeah, it's a great play there from Araya. He's seeing the drive coming, anticipating, knows it's coming, and that's the problem, actually. If they're going to anticipate, if he can know the drive's coming, he can actually, he's ready to hit the cutter on both sides. And
Big
that was
point.
just a fantastic shot. Smash. Yeah, I think. Oh, they're switching there, but I don't know why Friedrich's not playing that ball.
Oh, that's a little nonchalant backhand. Got to, he's had the right shot. You can't. Yeah, you always have to finish it. You can't slow down that backhand. I think they just had a score on the board for the rest of you guys was wrong, but it was just the love 40. They're up low 40 in this game, but now they got to add again at least.
Yeah, but that's been the issue. They've had a couple love 40 games that they've let slip, and it's just at the moments that are crucial. I think there's two schools of thought. Meaning that's going out. No, it stayed in. I thought it was going out of the court. If you don't know the score and you just play the same all the time, when you have a game point, you can't play carelessly, right? You gotta hit the right shot. Take it when you got it. That was wide. Araya confirms it, so they get the break. Good job there. But it almost got slipped away again, and that's what this match is about. I mean, but Friedrich Dennis, they're showing you the skills that they have that could easily take them to the top of the game. They're seated here 12th at Nationals. They got real firepower, real action up there. No, we got a quick little look here on our third match here of West and Christian against Nolan and McNerney. And you see Eric West there anticipating and cutting off the volley and the drive from Thomas Nolan and just nets it. All right, so we're back to our action now. And we got Gabe Friedrich to serve. Ryan Parsons taking that first set 6-3. Been a good match. A lot of entertainment value. It's great. Oh. Good look there from Dennis. Cuts off the ball.
Yep.
That's going up the crease. Let him take it. See, I'd have Friedrich take it. See, I'm still. They're always playing the turnaround shot. I understand he made it. It'll be easy on them positioning wise and everything else. That's the one crease that's almost impossible to get when it doesn't go up the line and it comes straight through and across. It's an amazing shot by Araya. Double spinner again, and again he finishes it. Beautifully done. cuts it down low and deep, and it hits that side wire and goes straight
Right.
left and low. That's a great return. Not surprisingly from the Parsons backhand.
No. Oh,
That's well
that's
done.
pretty.
Oh,
Read it, you know. Read it, and then the best part about it was not, he took it, and even if Parsons could get it, he was still ready for the next shot. Not too many times people hit a great shot and they're just like, oh, it's over. He was still getting ready.
Yeah, he finished out the play, right?
Exactly.
He got the ball back, and he was anticipating that and was right there for the drop winner. Oh, he loves that backhand. He's beautiful shot there.
So back and forth, And one of the hardest things, especially when when you're running around, sometimes is you're not used to letting balls go so your partner can get it with the screen and stuff, and it takes the time. I know. Using Powers for a while, or practicing this letting balls go.
Araya right on the net, takes
Read
that
it.
three-quarter drive and puts it away. Too good. Got to be careful with that three-quarter drive. And you only have to be careful with about, a few teams
Yeah,
in the
there's a
country,
handful
right?
of people.
Right, that's right. But it's crucial. You can't do that stuff against a guy like Araya. You can't do that stuff very well against the Durants.
No, the
Powers.
McNerney's and stuff like that.
Yep, McNerney. Got to be very careful with McNerney on that.
And he even called. He
didn't even
said
call
help,
it. You
but-
got to say help and go up the line. He didn't even see it.
But he called help and didn't go down the line.
Did he call
yeah,
help?
he
I
called. I
didn't
heard
hear it. I
that.
didn't hear
And
it.
this, but the.
But if you don't complete the play, go up the
then
line.
why call it?
What's the point? That's just,
And then you let someone like Juan just get relaxed. That's not fun.
that's too good. Great shot. But again, what ball was it on?
No.
That off-base drive, right? Yeah. So.
But again, you let these guys. You can't let these guys get comfortable. Just hope Dennis and Frizz here. They understand. And even though the last 2 points and then boom, boom, it's like, all right, slow it down a little bit. Wait for that opportunity. And you should never be upset if you pull anyone off the net and they make a volley from the service line. That's who cares. And a lot of times I think people have to think they have to do more or hit harder. It's just if you got them there, just keep doing it. They're not gonna. They can't win the point from the service line.
No, you make a good point there. If your opponent's making a shot from the service line, it's highly unlikely he's winning the point. Certain balls could be cut back, but service line not so much. But he's hitting those shots from close up, right? And that's what your point is, right? What a get, and again, Dennis with just great hands. He's smiling, they're smiling at each other because he faked them. And Parsons is giving us the look back here in the booth.
He's like,
I'm
only
an
my
old
partner.
guy."
Only my partner's gonna try that
Right.
one there.
Didn't we just get yelled at not to commentate on shot selection by Araya? I mean, what else is there to commentate on? Because Parsons runs down the ball, just gets it back, and he throws in a quick ball to make the point go faster, not slower. Too funny. Oh, first cutter of the day for Dennis. Throws it in there. Oh, just
that's a great
drive.
forehand. But again, I do think one of the things that, you know, Dennis and Fritz will learn sometimes by playing is the down the line drive is such a good drive, and you know.
You mean they have to cover the down the
No,
line
I think
drive,
they need
or
to hit
they
it
need
more.
to hit it. Okay.
Because I think what's happening is they're too predictable going cross court, and then it just allows them. And as you saw, you know, it also makes them, if they do volley, 90% of the time the volley goes to their partner who should be just ready for it. But you know, it allows your, you know, I'm not going to allow someone like you, Brad, or someone like, you know, Wanda, take every time I go cross court, they're picking it off. Going down the lineup, stop them a little bit, and then it also will just, you know, maybe freeze them and get a better shot later.
Well, your point is well taken, and I think it's a lot of the top teams understand that if you're playing at Arias and the Parsons, I mean, not the Parsons, the Arias and the Durants of the world, and the McNerney's, you have to drive at them or behind them a percentage of the time, like a good percentage of the time, because they're always looking to move and cut the ball off. And that's what you're talking about when you're hitting the down the line drive. You got to make them respect that.
Yeah, it's a little low, and he feels not enough top on that thing, and it's a good idea to get out of the way, though.
Yeah, he tried to put the extra top on it. It's just a tough ball.
Well, he got the ball, you know, it looks like they got that new ball again, and it's just a little bit more oomph.
Just great hands out here. Just holding his balls. He was dealing there. They were uncomfortable from the get-go on those last 7-8 shots. Heavy spins, landing the ball deep. Just could never get control of anything from the backcourt there. Great job. There you got I formation there, Raya right in the middle. And now they're falling right back into more normal.
Forehand there.
You know, it's a rare guy. He actually faked a cut drop the other time on next ball. Raya holds the ball so well. Talked about it a little earlier. Best in the country at it. Let him play it.
There we go.
That's the ball that we're talking about, and they got to get up the line more. And it's right there for Dennis and Friedrich. It's just a couple of points here and there and a couple of choices. Oh, that's what they need, little.
But also when they were doing that side and Dennis was in the do side, he was stepping up and taking that forehand so early that it forces them to either try to go a little farther wide or, you know, not there at all, where sometimes Friedrich waits on it a little too long.
Ooh, seam. Nice get, and here comes the blitz. Great trail from Parsons, as he's done 8 billion times before for Araya. And actually for Durant. You know, Parsons is one of the best trailers to ever play the game. You know, he's so good back there. He knows when to transition back. I think that's wide. Yeah, he lets it go wisely.
Good eye. That's the one there that, you get away with it one time, and the next time Raya's not going to let you. He's got to go up with that ball.
Yeah, it's again, you know, a lot of winners on three-quarter drives for Ryan Parsons. And there's another one to add to the list. If you can't stick it or hit it aggressively, you got to be careful with it. You'll get a couple by him, but you'll lose a percentage of points that's too many.
But that's the ball there. I think you can go down the line a little bit on make Parsons, you know, hit a forehand volley maybe, or get something over to your partner.
Well, the middle is a safe spot against Dennis and Friedrich. You know, Dennis doesn't really hit the forehand. He sort of hits that slap push forehand. Friedrich can hit the backhand, but it's not his preferred weapon. So they got the middle, and they definitely lose pressure. There is a safe spot against Dennis and Friedrich, and so they're going into the zone here.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing. Like there's
maybe they seamer.
Is that what happened? Seam.
Yeah. And one of the things they could take away if they could change the middle sometimes. They've done very well when they've been the opposite sides during the longer points. Oh, great volley. That lob down the line and smart overhead, just not allowing these guys to hit anything from down, from above the net. Oh, there it is, one above the net, and half second late. Point to go 2-all. Oh, what a great get. Oh. There's that trail that you just talked about by Parsons.
There's a switch in the backcourt.
Here comes the hat. Besides being the score, this is a big point for Dennis and Fritz has had a chance to win the point about 4 or 5 times with amazing gets from Parsons and Araya. Now they're they did a good job of slowing it down again to their pace, and here comes a couple cutters and you see though, that's the shot there that Raya's able to hit that soft 3 crease horror because neither of them are close to the net, and he's not trying to totally win it there, but he's looking for the next shot. And
he
got him.
He tags him back. Araya he's saying don't even apologize, man. This is how it goes. I'm coming at you, you come at me.
Thank you for hitting my paddle, and then boom.
Nah, but I was surprised Dennis just stood right in there. And he's got amazing hands. Araya kind of hit his paddle a little bit too. You get a little luck there, and he sticks it right back at him. That's a big return. That's well done right there. High ball. And Parsons didn't drive that ball low. He's let that one hang, and that allows him to drive it down at Araya. Tough play. Again, he's got to drive one of those down the line like you mentioned before.
I like to switch in the backcourt here, though, because I think they've noticed they're playing these longer points sometimes with them, and they, a couple of times Dennis is they're not allowing balls to go. Like this is the ball he's taking early where Friedrich was letting that thing go. Yep, there it is.
Got that look there. Raya's going to stay in. he bites it though. Like he's like, I'm going at him, but he's not hitting it down and hard enough.
No, he kind of thought he was like, oh, he's not going to beat, and he just stood there and said,
He got
no.
baited.
Yep.
He got baited right into it by Araya, and then he hit it right into his paddle. And
But it was a great point. I mean, unfortunate
point.
for them, but it, you know.
well, that's
But I
the
love
learning
the
curve.
switch they did.
That's the learning curve. That's all it is.
Mhm.
You know, they're 3 years into it,
this-
and he'll know in the future not to get suckered into that.
You see, but that's the first time Parsons really, you know, a great lob. But Parsons had to go up the middle where he's been before. He's been doing able to go out wide and aim for those nicks. You know, now was Dennis there hitting a forehand. There, he's taking it early. He took a lot of time away from Araya. And that's just a little hands, a little early there for Mr. Parsons, and
Yeah, also hit it down the line. Parsons a little off the net there.
bad luck. And just like that, you got a couple break points. See if they can get one early and then not get back to deuce being up love 40, 15-40 on a break opportunity. Good get off the seam by Araya.
Oh, oh, loves
Oh.
his hands. Just gets beat again. He's right there. Great drive by Parsons.
You can see how Parsons almost anticipated they were going to go down, and he was just pounced on the high ball. That's a good lob there.
They've gotten their breaks, but
They
they've
can't,
had a lot of break points.
but they
actually.
can't get one before they go back to deuce.
Right, it's like no. My point is, it's taken like 6 break points per one they get. You know, like, and they've gotten a few breaks, but there's been a lot of deuce games and tight, and that's sort of like one of the biggest differences between teams too. Some teams you can play dead even with them, but then in the big moment, they just don't lose those points.
Yeah.
They tighten it up, they get right in there, and that's what this match is. It's just a few points.
It's like if you say ask the team how they played, and they're like, well, every game went to deuce. You know, the end result was not a win, of course, but you know.
That's a huge drive there, and it's not that 3/4 drive, but it's the big drive on a ball they're hitting down, and they take the lead 3-2 there for Dennis and Henrik. And it's time to talk about one of our awesome sponsors, Remedy and Remedy Plus. And the 2022-23 APTA Tour is brought to you by Remedy Plus. When you need that extra boost on the paddle court, grab a great tasting body fueling Remedy Plus bar and Remedy Plus shot. Fuel your body right with Remedy Plus. Anthony, one of our commentators, very fit guy. Have you tried that Remedy Plus stuff? Absolutely. It's very good, right? Yeah, 2 of the
You're watching a little
chocolate
bit
berry
here of
Remedy bars
the
and
Christian and West attacking McNerney and Nolan here for a minute. You know, while we were waiting, and a little nonchalant there, but you see it's 5-4, trying to get that to a third set. Here we are serving here, 3-2.
Yeah, it's a great
This
game. And that was a great finishing shot by Friedrich on the last point. He drove it hard and down. It wasn't that 3/4 drive.
This could be the first time they've, you know, even though they've been never down more than a game, except for it, you know, they happened to last 2, but they're actually winning. Good little header.
Goes for the header, but he handcuffs him on that volley. And that's the pluses and minuses of having great hands. Like when you flip to the forehand a lot, you're going for it. You could also just let that thing go through, and sometimes a position volleyer will just play the right volley when they can make it, right? And so you end up, you probably get a few less mistakes, but you miss an opportunity here or there. It's sort of the
There's also, if you
balance.
watched, like in Parsons, you know, they read so. But the high ball got down against one. But they read so well, and sometimes, you know, the more you play, the more you read when they're going to hit down. You can come get it and get it down back on them first.
See, that's a perfect lead there for Wright. He knows the spin's going right to Parsons. That's another great spot. Just perfectly placed.
Here. Yeah.
You see how they anticipate, like they know like where the ball's going to be before, you know, they hit one shot and they're already moving most of the time to where the ball majority of the time is going to end up.
Ooh, he's getting a couple of errors there. Good job, though.
That's
the play.
one. Yeah, I mean, you can. He would have made that ball 99% of the time if he just wanted to go back down the line, but you know, trying to almost go, you know, go for the win the point, and then you put a little more pressure on him, and that's what happens sometimes to yourself.
Yeah, I call that just good fortune. Araya's not going to miss that, like you said, very often.
No.
They got a little lucky there, but that's a big part of the game too. You got to make your sort of move when your opponent gives you a couple of errors, and they got a couple of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to be able to get Friedrich and Dennis out on the live stream. They haven't been seen that many times.
Well, a good thing for two, and I mean we all want.
Oh.
And that's a tough one when it's coming from the deuce side so far. It's like it's not the just go
hit the
be smart.
overhead,
Be
right.
smart. You know, it's not if that came from the Parsons corner, you can try and you happen to miss something like that, it's different. Right?
Oh, just the hands. A smart lob volley retreat from Araya. Veteran move. Just know where that spin's going. You're just trying to put a fair amount on it. Could learn to spin that ball. He has not yet hit the spinner that goes inside around to the deuce court yet. He hits the ball middle wide.
Yeah, you know. That's the one you have to learn to so you go to your right a little bit more, slash through it a little differently, but yeah. Oh, bad luck.
Top of the net.
They said there's a little luck and, makes a huge difference. Oh.
But again, perfect trail, and what a great job, though. Great recognition from Friedrich on that's the perfect time for the slam overhead.
Oh. And Parsons knew it. Like his goal is just obviously not to get hit, so he has, Raya has a chance, and Raya almost got it.
All right, so Friedrich and Dennis, 4-2 lead here in this second set. Oh.
I don't know, the one thing that, we all know that Juan Araya and Parsons don't mind making it into a track meet sometimes, but I think Dennis and Friedrich would be very happy if they tried to make it into a track meet right now.
Yeah, it's a similar type of set. Both teams trying to play their game, and then Friedrich with a sneaky move. Araya does not make the blitz call. He goes for the hard overhead. Not a bad time for it again, but well dug, and he just misses it. So, love.
It's tough because, you know, you just made it, and then it's, you know, their first time back at the net there, and it's.
I got you. I got you. Yep. I got you. Yep.
Yeah, he loves moving away. He'd rather hit that backhand at any time. Forehand, he kind of hits more of the punch down ball.
He actually hits it very well from the deuce side if they're going up, down, up to him, but you know, they said on the ad side, oh.
He's going to track it. Oh, dig. Nicely done, but out. Just couldn't handle it. Too well done. Forrest is showing him where he wants him to serve, where he's going to move. It's a well-spotted return anyway. Gets him to flip to the forehand volley and gets it low. So
He's got a lot of spin too, so it's much harder than that low ball to just, you know, push back. But that's the ball there that if Parsons would have gotten that, ball would have been ripped down the line. And I think, you know, then he'll get it, and then
well played to get this thing to 30 all.
Come on. Be here. Did you say that was the right one? Come again. Be here. No. Be here. Yeah.
that's a clean living for Mr. Parsons with the drop shot, swinging backhand volley off the net. Good forehand. Great hands, great getting back. Patience here, you know. Good communication there, talking early.
That's going to spin back. He dug it. Oh,
He let it go.
he did. Well, he's throwing the paddle out there. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe for a surprise maneuver, but it's just his nature. He loves the hand-to-hand. You can tell. Well, all these guys do, actually. And Parsons is surprisingly good at the hand-to-hand, too. People don't
His
give him enough
hands are
credit
so
for it.
underrated because of,
Correct.
well, when you look who he plays with a lot of time, he's won the 3 national titles to 3 different people, or to multiple, more than 3, but 3 different partners. You know, everyone's, the 3 partners he's had, everyone's known for their hands, and Marks is, you know, happens to be, you know, the person that can pull the trigger at any time and know how to, and it's amazing how many people you can do so well with.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's a great hold there from Araya Parsons. I like how they started that game right from the get-go, going with the I formation. And
They
Parsons
got a
don't
little
know where to
lucky at
serve.
30 all, but they kept it going. A lot of times, you know, you got to, you know, get the momentum. You got to keep trying to take it.
I'll tell you, this is fun action here. Friedrich, we're getting down to the end of the set here, and these are where the top teams tend to make their move.
Yeah.
Right? You know, so we'll see how Friedrich and Dennis hold this thing. Can they close it out? Can they make the right choices? Every game has been contested.
They can get off to a good start here at, you know, as you said, Brad, because, you know, it definitely helps, you know, to get into a point where you don't let, you know, Raya get the rip and return right. You see how easy, you know, Parsons was reading that. Smart move just to get back out of there.
Yeah, it was a very short overhead. Not a lot of percentage trying to come back and volley. Perfect drive,
Yep.
bad overhead,
Yep.
and catches the net. We just like to watch the players' reactions after. He's like, I know that was a bad overhead. You can see it in Parsons' face.
Oh, he makes the right move. And again, that's where the risk reward is not there. Even if he makes it, I mean, they're going to get it back 90% of the time. But, you know, it's the, you know, just be smart at that point.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest change. I mean, paddle's still ultimately paddle. You have to be consistent. All these players can be. But the risk-reward sort of ratio has changed in
Yes.
this game. People are willing to make an error to get winners. So
Correct.
he was going for a winner behind Parsons there. He missed it.
Yeah.
So it's easy for us to go, that's
Yeah.
clearly the wrong play. And when you do it,
But
is,
even if you make, but the big thing is you got to go at the person.
it's the choices
Yes.
you make in those scenarios
Yes.
that define a lot of it for the teams that are playing now, and whether they have the ability. In the old days, it was very much, you know, a lot less risk involved, a lot less balls played, and only the right balls played. Nowadays, it's a lot more risk reward, and the top teams, honestly, are the best at that.
Yeah.
They hit more risk reward shots, and they get more of them. Good read.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I don't know if Dennis threw him off by running way wide, and it's like
It's-
Oriah kept tracking him. And
He's
he just
like,
pushed
I'm-
it way
oh,
wide.
oh.
Strange. It's a good move. He came in, out of position, just missed it. So
Little.
Parsons doesn't hit that many returns. When he missed it to backhand, it's shocking.
Well, that's the thing, too. He not only, Raya.
So the problem with Oriah there, he actually was backing up and
away.
bailing as he was trying for the offensive volley,
Mhm.
because even he got frightened because the ball was so high. So maybe this is one where you just go, I'm out of there.
The 40-15 point. Great return. Let's slow it down for these two. There it is.
I actually like this look for them a little better in the backcourt.
During
I
the
think they
point,
should
I
this
do.
more often.
For against these two, you know, again, you know, can change for, you know, different players. Obviously, it seems like with their scores yesterday, they did pretty well the other way. But you know, during certain matches, you know, if you're willing to, smart. If you're not willing to take, you know, as you said, the risk reward, but it's also taking the chances of, you know, playing a little different positionings and moving different places. You know, that's the, you know, that's the ball. It's up high, so when you hit down, it can't allow, you know, you get some pace on it. It makes it tougher for them.
I love seeing Friedrich there go right over to Dennis. Talking to her up 5-3, they're like, let's go right here,
Yes.
close it out now. You don't want to give
No.
the top team at the daylight each point right now.
No.
Close this set out is the hardest thing for most players to do.
Smart not thing going after that volley.
Oh,
He needs some strings in that one, but
yeah, that was the middle of the net. And that was, again, one of those low drives,
Mhm.
tough spot. So McNerney and Nolan are through in their match. Good job from them. They were way down in that second set, but came back, fought it off, and finished it. Up the line, yeah.
got the help call at least early. Oh, that's a great ball. But some of the first times we've seen Dennis step in and take that ball out from the out wide shot. You know, he's been doing it a lot when he was switched and did it in a forehand. That's so, you know, athletic and tall, talented.
Yeah, he's got a great backhand. Yeah, it's been, they just stepped up their a little, and this set we just got a few more errors out of Oriah Parsons. That one game where he missed 2-3 volleys.
He's
I
had
can't
I do think, you know, that one of the big things, you get a little luck, as they said, and things to that effect. But, you know, it is the, you know, they've cut down on a few things, little things. I mean, they're not, like last set, they were, you know, Frederick was still trying to get that ball last set. Now I just let it go.
Yeah, and you're right to a degree. Like, you can count, like in the first set, they probably had, you know, 6 winners off of the nick, right? Yeah. How many they got this set?
1.
Yeah, maybe 1. So it's just these little changes. That's all the difference in these sets are. 4 or 5 points. Another great spotted drive there, and they're heating up with their drives a little. Oh, it's the biggest forehand I've seen Dennis hit today. That was a big one. Great
they
volley.
Said they're getting them comfortable from the backcourt and stuff.
Oh,
great gag. That would have been the nick for you. That's the
Yeah, he's going to get away with it. That was his drive. Mid-pace drive when he's out of position. Left himself open, but he did track it down. So. That's just masterful.
That's pretty.
Perfectly set up. He waits for the exact right ball. It's just short enough where he can let it drop into the window where he can hit the cutter underneath.
He's hit a couple balls, like, but same look where he's made it go different spots originally. So, you know.
You know, I want Dennis and, you know, Friedrich excited for their progress in the game, but I kind of want him to have to serve it out. It's 5-4. You know what I mean? Like, because that's the pressure ball right there once they go to this next service game.
I know 2 people that would not like to that.
They don't want it. I just want to see them deal with the pressure.
If you can guarantee them they're going to hold, they'll take it. But, you know, I don't know if they're going to do that yet. Here we go. Big point there.
Oh, that's a great drive.
So smart there by Parsons, you know, not to try to, you know, being up and, I could be the hero there on that shot.
Oh, around the post!
Oh!
All right, 5-4.
The drop shot forehand, yeah. Get some, yeah.
That's great stuff. So,
well, you got your wish, Brad.
Friedrich and Dennis going to have to serve this thing out for the second set. And it's been really exciting out here. Just been a little micro changes and choices here and there. And
you also notice the, you know, couple let cords. But again, you're right. It's been one. We've had one nick winner this set compared to about the 4 or 5 in the first. Yeah. Here we go.
All right. Played a really good set. Dennis and Friedrich, great match overall. Trying to serve out this second, bring this thing to 3.
Good forehand there.
That's 1 point. Good spot drive. Parsons puts a
he
great
wasn't
spot
trying
on the ball.
to, as he said, he wasn't trying to win it. He was just trying to find a spot that they also get him in trouble.
Well, he made him reach, right? So that's the key. And that's love 15. That's such a great touch by Uriah. He's got no offensive volley, but he has the skill to dink it right over, right from his shoelaces.
And he also, another part right there with Uriah, as you notice, he didn't try to stay to be the hero that time. It'd be like he played it very smart, got out of there, and now they're.
That's a ball. You got to call out the blitz. I'd like to see him say nobody's coming. Like, almost don't even wait for him to come. Just tell him what to hit. They didn't make the shift when he switched the play from the left to the right. Finds a spot down the line.
I mean, from the middle of the court to hit that ball that low, that's a
a great shot from Uriah. That's no question. All right, 2 reaching volleys.
Great volley off the. Yeah, it is.
heavy rollers.
Up, up.
That is just
3
another,
for 3 on the short bounce.
just another great cut finisher from Gabe Friedrich. These guys are showing out here, though. I've been kind of waiting for a moment like this. They've been, hanging around. They've been in a lot of draws, but still a lot of people don't know who they are.
No.
And Friedrich and Dennis are, definitely an up-and-coming team, showing a lot of skill and heart out here. All right, 30 all. Must have hit a seam.
Teamer.
Yeah. Good soft overhead. I like that choice. Can't use it if they're blitzing, that's all.
That's all. Calmness there on the volleys there.
Just being conservative, work in the middle of the court.
Oh.
Got him.
40-30.
Worked the middle, and then twice they poached in a row with a switch.
2 in a row. Don't see that too often.
Not too often, and they anticipated both times. Had they driven down the line, they would have had to transition back. But
And
set
then a little
point,
hard, and
it
there we go.
is.
And you got your wish. You got to see him serve it out, and we get some more platform here today.
And another great set coming, and we'll be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by eNet Live.
High performance never tasted this good. Chocolate, berries, cinnamon, agave. Fuel your car, then fuel your body with Remedy Plus.
From the heart of Chicago up to the North Shore and stretching from the northwest suburbs down to Kankakee. From urgent in-office care to virtual in-home visits, we're making orthopedic care available wherever and however you need it. Because while we're adapting our lives to keep each other safe, we know that new injuries will happen and old injuries will still linger. And IBJI is here to help.
All right, welcome back to the APTA Tour. We are in men's round of 16 action in a match between our number 8 seeds of Orion Parsons and our number 12 seeds of Friedrich and Dennis. And it's just been a great match, Matt. Orion Parsons take the first set, 6 games to 3, and then 6 games to 4, right back Dennis and Friedrich. And they're going toe-to-toe. They're not trying to slow down the pace. Dennis and Friedrich going at them. What do you think the difference was between them losing the first and winning the second?
Dude, a couple of things I think was, obviously you get a little luck and let courts in position, but they also did a great job in the backcourt of calling the helps to get it was 5 big points on Knicks, and then they didn't do that in the second set. When they switched, Dennis came up and hit a couple of high forehands, and it stopped Parsons from, being able to just find it. Because when he gets in that role of finding the Knicks, he can find it with anyone. So.
Yeah, I think that's it. Like a lot of matches, you take away 5 winners from the other team, and that's the set. A 6-4 set's usually 4 points, something like that, and that's a full set's worth of points right there. They turned the tables there. They got a couple of errors. Some they forced, some just Orion Parsons made a few errors. That last return, he just missed out. It wasn't a hard one. And they capitalized, and they never wavered, and they kept a strong belief the whole way. And I loved it when they got up 5-3, how Friedrich went out there to talk to Dennis and say, let's go right now. And they served it out. So Orion to start the third set here. I do like the switch in the backcourt, though, for them, where you put Dennis on the deuce and Friedrich into the ad.
It just, It also gave Dennis a few forehands because, you know, he's not going to see many forehands in the one way.
That's going out.
Yep.
Little spin from Araya, and he doesn't calculate that when he pushes the lob, and just a little wide.
Great return.
Yeah, that backhand's beautiful. Straight through it, clean hit. All right, just some energy. Is there? Do you perceive any kind of energy drop from Araya Parsons, or?
Well, that's the big. You know, we all know that they. You know, you said Juan will play with his emotions on his sleeve and stuff, and you know, if they were. The big thing, you know, for those two, I think they need to get off. You know, for both teams, but if they get off to a earlier set, it'll just calm down a little bit and probably put a lot more pressure. Where at least if Dennis and French, they get off to a first set, one, and if they can calm down, they can be right there. Volleys. One of the things you said too is, I think also if you watch that Dennis has found those volleys, the last set and a half has been very calm compared to earlier where he was a little.
Oh, come on! Couldn't come up with it. That's just a great.
That's the bad luck again. It's the let courts.
That was a good effort there from Araya. There was just no space for him to hit it over the net. He got his paddle underneath it. Just
great serve there though on a pretty big point here so far in the first.
Ooh, good leave from Friedrich. So smart. He knew it was so hard that it's coming all the way to the service line.
Oh, but I like it. Even though he missed, I mean, it was a little low, you can say, but at least he was going down the line where Juan couldn't really win the point even if it went over. Just, And after that, they had, break point back to deuce. Again, doesn't seem like Dennis and Friedrich, they can actually win one before they go to a deuce.
There's just been a ton of deuce games, and this match really has been a great back and forth affair. And you're right. I mean, it's just unbelievable how many tight points there are in both players, all the players just going after each other out there. You can clearly...
Yep.
Go ahead, Matt.
That's the ball. When he gets that backhand down the line, it will change. It'll change his game for sure because it'll, next thing you know, if you told Parsons he couldn't drive his backhand down the line, he would only have done, we only have 2 national partners for vinyls, but that down the line one is really, set up the rest of his shots.
Look at this, nice high lobs. They're still working on it. This thing is taking on like a little tighter motion, but we were talking about before, these players are playing the same style. It's not like you're seeing like where Friedrich and Dennis are like, we're going to slow this down. We're not going to play fast with, they're going after them, right? And both teams are really playing the exact same style.
That's a great overhead.
That's just a great cutter there to finish it off. I do think they could use a little more of that. But it's been fun because it's not this match where somebody's like, I can't match up with them this way or the other. They think, Friedrich and Dennis, they think they can just go toe-to-toe. And for the most part, they can. They have an incredible skill set. They have to be judicious about certain things and choices they make, and the low ball, watch that drive, but they really can go toe to toe, and they got athleticism and speed with probably any one of the teams in the country.
They do, and as you said, it's coming, the few little things that, they'll learn, after this match. They'll come back, and one of the nice part for these gentlemen is they, I'm assuming, that they don't probably listen to us, but they'll probably watch it to, get themselves into, seeing a thing they could do differently, no matter what, win or lose.
All right, so Gabe Friedrich serving this game here, down 1-love here in this deciding third set. It's incredibly entertaining match, and this is your hometown, basically. Yep. Chicago. You're out in Long Island and have been for probably 10 years now.
Yep.
This area is where you grew up, and you know everybody, and it's just such a great community out here at the Glenview Club, and a great area.
It's a different paddle than it is on the East Coast, and not to play there's around here. I was told by a lot of people that compared to the East Coast, the way the things are set up, the clubs are a little bit closer, things are a little easier, not driving up hills. A little flat out here in the Midwest.
It's very flat out here in the Midwest, Matt.
But so it makes it a different thing, and we got to give in Chicago for everything that Al Graham did such a good job for years, and these guys, they were getting the park districts involved, not just these clubs that are amazing, but they got a lot of clubs. And now if you go to the western suburbs, it's just as big.
Right, we had a great Hall of Fame celebration for Bill O'Brien, who's a Chicago legend. Basically, word on the street is he's probably brought more people into the game than almost anybody. He grew a program out of nothing to one of the largest programs in Chicago. And he's not even a pro. He's doing it, giving out free lessons, just bringing people into the game and to enjoy of playing in the community. So,
yeah, no, it's they said it's, people forget, though, it's also compared to Westchester, Connecticut, and Long Island are about the same as this, if you think about it, except there's no bridges.
Yeah.
And not a, 8 million person city that, makes the traffic a lot of fun out east. But, you watch so far, these guys battling out here.
Well, the match has been tight the whole way. Both sets were kind of mirror images of each other. They started dead even. One team pulled away in the middle and was able to hold on to the end. Oh, Raya, there's the pumped-up finish that you're looking for.
Now I got a very, very big point here. I mean, you can see Raya's like, I probably should have, but it's so hard to let that ball go. I mean, it's a natural reaction not to.
Oh. Watch the neck. Yep, very good. He's up the line there. And he's got to have the trailer in Friedrich. This is crucial for them. Watch it again.
Yep, there it is. You see how they're moving. Black. I mean, it's
another deuce game. These are just tight games.
Not only deuce game, this point. Oh, he
good move.
And so there, so quiet.
Oh, he gets what he wants, but it's, you know, you're gonna. He's probably, he hasn't missed one yet today. I think he's got 4 cut winners, and you're just bound to miss one. The contact window is so small on it, and that's the risk and reward thing they're talking about. He's clearly on the plus side, and he did everything he wanted to. He just missed it.
That's that. You know, I like this move better because again, when you're looking the other way,
You're talking about their position in the backcourt with Dennis on the deuce side and Friedrich on the ad. I agree with you.
And he plays closer to the baseline, so that takes away that down up overhead, and then it is created a little bit different. 1 apiece.
That was a good hold. Ha! No look. Oh, Friedrich with a high spinner up at the Parsons head. Great move from Parsons. Pretty spry for a guy with gray in his beard.
That's great patience off that side screen.
Yeah, it was
Here
good
we go.
recognition.
Start the point over again.
That's battle, right?
Oh.
Set it up, they neutralize it, and they get back to work. There's a switch there, but that works to me.
That had to be, you know, but again, now there it is. Oh.
Oh, that's good touch. Just creating constant movement for these guys. Been a couple of switches for Dennis and Friedrich, but they're up to it. They're doing a much better job. Wow. Durant and Mitchell in the first set, lost the first set in their round of 16, and it's 5-all in the second. So a big battle there ensuing there. 2 games away from it. Oh, just got another report instantaneously that it's going 3. So we'll see now. That's amazing. So Durant and Mitchell coming in as heavy favorites, winning all the Grand Prix, and putting to the test, going 3 here.
Oh, great little pick off the side screen there. Oh.
Oh, he goes trying to create the movement, the drop shot.
The movement's fine. I just don't understand you have to go so wide, because I think the farther wide you go, it's going to be easier for him to get off the screen. If he hits that thing short in the middle, they can stuff him the next shot.
Yeah.
Again, it's much easier on our side of the glass.
Oh, sure. I think he was maybe at best just trying to make it a little too good. I mean, he just didn't execute.
Oh, and he got him.
I love the energy from Friedrich. He's really been, showing it today. So Hirsch and Wagner taking it to Durant and Mitchell. I love seeing that. Dan Hirsch won his first big tournament this year, winning Indianapolis with Mike Wagner. So these guys, that's a very good team. And Wagner played last couple of seasons with Philip Rams, got a great backcourt game.
Yep.
Giving them all they can handle. That's got to call the Nick there. Yep. Be careful. Getting better with it. Up the line again or block?
They're blocked there. Oh.
They're just playing good paddle.
But you also know when the only volleys Parsons has ever missed it's the off-pace ones lower because he's off the net.
He's a little off the net.
When the harder they hit, he never misses. But with obviously with Araya, when he's off the net, you can do that. But if he's on the net and you do that, it's game over. So it's it's the damn to do, and it's going to go.
Yeah, and it depends the style they're into. You kind of have to recognize. And they're in a typical formation. It's
Correct.
not that I formation where Araya is really just on the net taking all the volleys he can reach. So Yancey Dennis taking a practice serve. These guys are up a break now. And they've really just played much better ball. That was a super solid game. And it's a little danger time now for Araya.
They were up
Araya
at
Parsons.
up one. Almost had, they needed to try to get up, almost up 2, and then now it's, Oof. See Araya pumping himself up with the legs, get them feet moving. Good serve. Nice lob.
Oh. Well, they're getting some breaks now, too. They're getting the last 4 or 5 let courts been going their way.
And they
Nicely done from Araya. Moves into the corner. Not sure if it's going to go up the line or in the middle. Keeps his paddle down, ready to go either direction.
maybe the first, this lob, but it's a lot of pressure here. They're keeping it on. They're not, they're. Oh, that's a great pickup too, and. You read that one, and Ryo made the move early, so.
Yeah, I was surprised to see Araya on the other side of the court there, but well read.
Especially when a lob's so high, and as good as Parsons' roller is, he can only go so far because it's. It's the first time I might have seen 2 missed lobs in one game, one from each team, but they haven't missed any lobs or anything all day.
Aye.
And he forced it.
Yeah, he was afraid it was going at the nick, I think, and then he wasn't ready to deal with that spin. He was late on it. And good spin from Raya. Spin also making the ball go to the left off his paddle.
Just like this, we have a break point. Oh. Great hands up at that net, Fredericks. He read it.
Yeah, Araya just pooched it up for him, and that's actually what Araya does to other people all the time.
Exactly.
Oh, that was out. Yeah. Called long. He just missed it. He's got that little hangdog going, but it changes like the weather, kind of. Like one good blitz and a put away, and it's right back. Huge point, though, for a 3-1 lead here for Dennis. Great cutoff from Friedrich.
A lot of hard cutters.
That's also out. No, overrule again. Oh, no. They got to start to feel. I mean, Araya and Parsons are definitely questioning the calls and appealing to the umpire.
Exactly.
He's just got to not take that into consideration. I couldn't tell. I saw it was called out. We're too far away to know if that's in or out, but that's 3 overrules on Dennis and Friedrich. Good hands there. Just a great shot.
Great hands.
or 2 overrules and a foot fault call. But hey, look,
Again,
if the umpire sees it in, that's his job. He's got to call it in. And
again, they're not. We're human. They're not going to be perfect. It's not an easy spot to be in, and it's not like the ball's going a mile an hour.
it's going many miles an hour. Good blitz there.
But they, it's also hard now. They think you're up 3-1, and now you're at deuce again, and you're like, okay.
Well, what was interesting about the call, too, Fiddle, Friedrich made the call right away, and Dennis didn't make the call.
No.
Afterwards, he sort of pointed the finger up. I wonder if some degree, I'm not sure why Dennis is reaching for, Friedrich is reaching for that.
Kind of went to the middle too early there.
Yes, got to
But
stay.
that's the down the line drive that, was happening. But you're right about that, Dennis didn't call it out, and so.
Good trail again from Parsons.
Good
Third panel
overhead.
smash. Oh, my word.
Now we're at 2-2, and now,
That's got to feel, it's a rough mental blow.
mentally, yes.
They got to have a short memory and just come right back at it the way they've been doing the whole way. Let's see what happens. Well, he's pretty good return right there to start. But it's one of those moments where I might, if I'm Dennis and Friedrich, if it actually bothered me, take a minute. Take a walk. If it's not, step right up to the line and play. And that's what he did, so I'm assuming that's how he feels about it, right?
Yep.
But if it were for me and it was actually on my mind, I would take a walk around, I would talk to my partner, take all the time I had allowed to me. Ooh.
Read it.
That's a nick. Good. Great get from Mariah. Good waterfalls. Good waterfalls. Well placed. Right into the corners. 3 great overheads in a row from Friedrich.
And these guys, right now there's battle going on, and Burst and Adroyer are like, keep going.
I like it. Just good positive energy coming off that.
Mm-hmm.
Disappointing game before.
Yep.
Love 30. Oh, he hasn't missed too many of those,
No.
Matt.
But that's the one too. If it goes over, unless it hits the net, Araya's there, so it's gonna be, he lined it up, he saw it. If he can learn to move it a little bit more, it'll be a great ball up the middle.
Oh, nice tricky little screen drive from Araya.
There's that overhead and. There.
The problem with that one was he was afraid it was going to hit the sidewire, bite, and then go down.
Yes.
He's still got to move up the wire.
But that's where they got to take their time on the actual lob and try to get it down that line where they're not letting Juan just, that ball's flying. And
Dennis doing a good job getting off the court there.
Mm-hmm.
Moves to his right whenever Friedrich's going to take a free big swing there. Friedrich's got a good, he's not like usually that waterfall's sort of the province of the 6'3", 4 guys, right? He's got a good waterfall for a guy who's 5'10", 5'9", Maybe he's a little taller, I'm not sure, but usually it's the Graham McNerney's, the Scott Kahlers, the guys, Sven Bursch, who are 6'3".
It's not the guys my size, that's for sure.
I don't think I've ever seen you hit a waterfall, Matt.
People hit waterfalls over me, but they're not normally. They just
They hit them over you.
hit
I
'em over me.
received the waterfalls. I
received
don't
them a
hit
lot.
them.
I don't know I get to hit them. Big, here it is. Oh, takes a bad,
That's
a bad
just-
bounce, but I mean
That's a
it's
great shot.
It's a great grip.
Hey, we asked the question before about how they're going to be mentally after that disappointing game,
Right.
and they came right back at it and broke and played a good, solid game. I've given Araya Parsons all they can handle, and there hasn't been a moment where they've cracked. That, you know, a couple of choices here or there, but there's no crack. There's no like
No.
4 or 5 errors in a row,
Right.
2 faults. Not one time. It's just they're going after him, playing their game style. Certainly not playing afraid or trying to slow it down in any way, shape, or form. They're going toe to toe, and it's just been a great effort. So fun to see these guys on the live stream.
I think it's been a pleasure to watch so far, and like you know, as I said, these guys are, taking the moment in, and as they said, it probably doesn't hurt if you, they said, if you're making All-American status in tennis, you've been playing some pretty big matches, different sport, but still same kind of pressure. Great pickup off the high screen, and then he comes right back to the big two-hander.
Come on.
Oh.
Nice dig. Long cut at him. Araya.
Get.
So versatile with the overhead. These guys are starting to trail the ball much better, though, Friedrich and Dennis. But good pressure there from Araya and Parsons. Oh.
He knows it too. He's like, ah.
Well, the problem is that's the pressure Araya's putting on you. He knows if he just hits it a little around him, Araya's going to stick his paddle out and cut it off.
Right, and he's like,
He tries to make it better. So you got to go after him or just lob it and go away. That's a tough error.
It's
Nice.
What a get though by Parsons. Oh.
I love Friedrich. He's waving that thing out.
Go.
He's giving it the way. Do you think is that legal? Can you create air current
little air
to
current?
push the ball long? I don't know if that's. I'm gonna have to get a rules consideration. Maybe President Tiernan Cavana knows.
Oh, what a great volley to keep it down away. Call it loud and early. You see it, I mean.
That's out. That's
Yeah,
out.
That is out.
Again, he sees the Parsons move
Yeah.
and he pushes that one wide. And both moves affected by Orion Parsons there. He tried to make it better.
Well, I mean, it's understandable to make that
Yeah.
one better for sure.
Yep. That's the type of pressure that certain players of a caliber put on you.
Oh, that's one he makes probably 9.5 out of 10 times. And
I mean, just it's coming down to the execution now. That was a big point there.
and then
All right, game point for 4-2, Dennis and Friedrich. And this has been the carbon copy of each set.
Yes.
Tied 2-all, and then at this moment right here in the middle, somebody takes the break and gets ahead, and it's Friedrich and Dennis for the last two so far. So now it's up to Parsons and Raya. They just they just didn't execute some balls, right?
Last two shots are shots you would they don't miss much, and so that just good luck on the side of the young kids and not as much of those kids, but they set it up perfectly. And there's the
Oh, Parsons overruns that. It's too close to him. And 15-all.
smart by Dennis and Frederick not to come in after that big return out. You know, Parsons lining up that two-hander. Great overhead.
Yeah, it's a good switch, but I still would rather have Friedrich play that. And I do, but it's funny enough because I like the look of them better in the backcourt with Dennis on the deuce.
Right? They're listening and had that plan. But now it's...
Wow. That's a pretty good volley. That he stuffed that, Friedrich.
Pekala.
Oh, that's just a great dig. I love the juxtaposition of the whole thing, too. You have an up-and-coming team and two veterans, national champions, right? And one team, this is going to be their biggest victory. They're going to move on to the quarterfinals. For the other team, it's like, I don't want to say it's a last hurrah, but it's getting there,
Well,
you know, to a degree. And
it is
and they're still just a top team, but they're fighting for what it is, and it's just a little execution here and there. If Parsons and Arai go on and lose this, they just missed a few more balls in these last couple of sets. They missed a volley here, ball there, you know.
It's not, I mean, the game's hard, and the game's getting harder only because there's more and more athletic, younger players playing from when we were first started, you know. So it's... You take this game 10 years ago, when, you know, the Nationals 10, 11 years ago, and the Nationals now, and you took the average age of the seeds, I bet you they're a little younger now.
Yeah, maybe.
Also
probably.
And also a little bit, too, with the, again, you know, the you know, the players, and give a credit to all yourself, like yourself, Brad, who brought out, and it brought better and better, you know, players into
That's
the game.
too good.
You know, with way more racket skill, talent, you know, that make the game a lot more, you know, enjoyable to watch, and, you know, with the spins and the athleticism, not just the just placement.
That's just a great read from Dennis. And look at that reaction. The fist pump, the scream.
Like,
love it.
The Gamecocks are out and going.
Wow. And he totally had Arai. Arai was trying to outguess him, and he got that battle for sure. Yeah, Parsons got to be a little careful. He's starting to kind of off-pace these drives. He's missed one or two. If he's only going to hit him like that, even Arai is going to struggle making those volleys in transition. You know, they're going to come up and volley down at him, and nobody is at an advantage when they're getting the ball coming down at him. I love how Dennis and Friedrich have battled the whole way.
Good move.
And that's just a great move.
Yeah,
and
but he set that thing up, started moving even before his partner got to hit that ball. So that's what made it. Also made that first volley, you know, much harder for Araya than it did, you know.
All right, point for 5-2 for Dennis Friedrich. And, you know, Parsons, as great as he is, there have been moments where the serve has left him. And he hasn't faulted a lot today at all. But, you know, that's just a crucial moment right there. So 5-2 now. Dennis Friedrich on their way to their first huge victory and a spot in the men's quarterfinal. And I believe these guys are up against Hughes Powers, who are through.
I think they're Burst or Drawer. I'll check, you know. Yeah, they'll be the winner of this.
Oh, it's Barisha Doya?
Drawer.
Okay, so the winner here is going to be Barisha Doya, and
Yes, and
the other Hughes Powers is McNerney Nolan.
and
Wow.
it's you know, we could be, you know, we're talking about that, and in about 20 minutes from now, it'll be, you know, could be 5-3, and in
You're
20
you're
minutes from
100%
there, it'll be
right.
5-4.
We're
And
just talking about the possibility of their berth in the
Exactly.
quarterfinal. This isn't over by a long shot.
no,
Although they've shown great mettle and they haven't cracked at any moment. When the moments have gotten big, they've rose to them. Dennis always takes one practice serve before his service
well, it's a
game.
new
You notice
ball.
that?
It's a new ball.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That makes total sense.
I'm not. I only can see.
There you
You know,
go.
you know, it's got brighter. I'm getting older, but I can see the bright one sometimes.
Right at the crease. Got to get up that line. He missed it wide.
Oh. But even though he missed it, he went up the line at least. And, you know, again, that was the first time they've, in a while, they've had one, you know, lose a point on that. It's amazing how you can deaden volleys after such hard drives from Parsons.
Oh, it's a swing from Parsons that, you know, he takes. He just misses it. If I have a story, it's really more just the execution on some balls.
Yes. Couple, you know.
Good hands from Friedrich there. Wow.
And it's the two-hand stuff swinging volley.
Yep. And he positioned himself perfectly.
And then look at that. They went from there to, you know.
15-30.
You missed it. Just, you know, but that's a bad luck because, you know, you know.
Oh, I couldn't bad luck. It's just not execution. I mean, he's going for a shot. He just missed it. He missed it to end that second set. You know, Parsons missed a drive. Missed two here so far. I mean, there's swings he takes.
Yep.
You know, he misses. You got to live with those things, but you just don't expect it.
Match next to us, the first set to Bosterman Rams, 6-2.
Okay, so, you know, just an update, too, after this match. This match is running so long. It's been such an entertaining match. We're going to go right to women's semis after this match is over and not do the other men's round of 16 that was on the schedule originally. Oh, great touch there from Parsons. He gets the ball low enough where Friedrich's got to force the volley, and there's nowhere to hit it down, but he nets it.
No, and here we go. And now we're at, you know, break point. And
3 missed returns are the only points they've gotten in this game. Tough. He's going to keep swinging because that's what hitters do, you know.
Use those legs.
But there is a point where, you know, if you lose your confidence, he missed that as well. Wow.
There it goes. Match point.
And there it is, game, set, and match for Friedrich and Dennis, Matt. Wow.
You know, they did great comeback. I mean, as you said, they had, you know, in the beginning of the match, they had the line call stuff, and they took all of it, and you're right. You know, I would have probably waited, you know, 5 minutes and been mad, but they kept going, and like, no big deal. Give it to them.
You know, all credit to them. They didn't crack at any moment. They never had a mental letdown. They played their game. They took it straight at Parsons and Araya the way Parsons and Araya would take it at them.
Yep.
And they came up with the goods. And the long and short of it really is Araya and Parsons didn't execute in the moments. I mean, that game there was just 5 missed returns from Parsons or 5 missed drives, you know, and they played great. They were awesome. It was a lot of fun to see them on the live stream. And, you know, sort of this a birth of a great new team there. So kudos to them, and we're going to be right back here on the APTA network, presented by, on the APTA YouTube network, presented by eNet Live with the women's semifinal. Matt, that was a pleasure. Any final thoughts?
Just, you know, good luck to these guys, and you know, we'll be back later, and get ready to watch some great paddle the rest of the day.
All righty.
They've done it again. Johanna Runt and Stephen Mitchell are the APTA National Champions for the second year in a row.
There you have it, your women's APTA National Champions, Florentina Harnish and Anna Maria Sabori.